officially waived Dewanna Bonner. I gotta say, I'm very, very surprised at the decision to simply waive her, but I guess because she had an unprotected contract, and that protects them and allows them to cut her. So they have waived Dewanna Bonner. And guess what? Ari McDonald is back in the picture. They have re-signed the speed racer, pesky point guard who was doing so much in those 4 or 5 games that she played for the Indiana Fever while Caitlin Clark was out on the mend.
Something serious is happening in Indiana, and it's more than just drama. It's a storm shaking the Fever team. When head coach Stephanie White finally spoke up, it wasn't just a normal update, it was a bombshell. From the surprise decision to waive Dewanna Bonner to the upsetting news about Caitlin Clark's injury, every word she said felt important. Add in the rising tension behind the scenes, and this could be the moment that changes the Fever's whole season.
Steph, did you have any parting message for Dewanna or anything? Like they coached her before the season, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, obviously we're disappointed that things didn't work out. I love DB. I mean, DB is somebody that I have so much respect for. She's a Hall of Famer. And while I'm disappointed, I always, first and foremost, want her to be happy. And so I'm thankful for the time that we've had, and certainly, want her to be happy and wish her the best, and turning right now our focus to our team and what we can do to continue.
So now the big rumor is that Dewanna Bonner left the Fever because of Caitlin Clark? Really? That's the story people are pushing? Someone hit the laugh track, because that's comedy. If that's the excuse, it's not just weak, it's limping like a twisted ankle. Let's be honest, blaming a rookie for your exit is like quitting your job because the intern uses too many exclamation points in emails.
That Caitlin Clark is out with a groin injury. Now, if you guys have been watching the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark play over the past 3 games, it is very clear that Caitlin Clark is not feeling like Caitlin Clark. She has only made 1 3-pointer in her last 3 games, and even just last game, she only had 6 points. But it wasn't only her performance on the court that was worrying fans, it was also just her demeanor, her energy. It felt like something was wrong. She wasn't hyping up the crowd like she normally does, and even in her pregame routine, she was doing some things differently. Some fans also noticed that she had her upper left leg taped during a couple of those games.
It doesn't add up. It makes no sense, and it's not winning anyone's sympathy. Bonner didn't just leave, she ran like the place was burning, and she left her career on the stove. The way she vanished, you'd think Caitlin Clark showed up with a boombox and drama. But here's the twist no one saw coming. This wasn't on Caitlin. Caitlin Clark didn't waive Bonner.
Unfortunately, Caitlin Clark out yet again with a left groin injury. Caitlin Clark will be missing tonight's game versus the Los Angeles Sparks. The venue will be open. Out with a left groin injury. We go from a quad to a quad to a groin.
Caitlin Clark didn't make the team strategy, didn't control minutes, and definitely didn't decide who gets what in the locker room. She was busy recovering from an injury and trying not to get buried by the constant media attention that follows her around like a Kardashian with a clipboard. So let's drop the idea that this was some dramatic battle between a veteran and a rising star. It wasn't a Shakespeare story, it was Dewanna Bonner making a Hall of Fame level bad decision. A full-blown tactical tantrum.
Groin injury, and how much of an absence do you expect from her beyond today?
Yeah, late last night. I think it's very much a day-to-day thing, how she responds to treatment. I stay in my lane and let our strength and conditioning and our physical, our AT staff do what they do best. But yeah, I found out late last night, and then we'll treat it day to day.
Back to back, a factor at all with that?
I mean, I don't know if it's a factor from a physical standpoint, from an athletic training standpoint. Certainly in my mind, it is. But at the same time, she's shown that she's tough and she's a quick healer. So we'll see.
We'll see. Bonner's dramatic exit was so obvious it could have been sold in the glassware aisle at Target. You don't walk out on a team in the middle of a rebuild and expect people to cheer. What she did wasn't leadership. It wasn't brave. It was like ghosting a group project just because you didn't like who got picked as the leader, and now we're supposed to believe she left for some noble reason? Please. She quit. Plain and simple. She left when the headlines stopped being about her, when the spotlight shifted a few feet over to Caitlin Clark. That's not courage, that's ego, and yes, let's talk about cowardice. Not showing up when things get hard isn't wisdom, it's quitting in a team warm-up jacket. That decision won't fade. Years from now, no one will talk about her stats or her shooting. They'll remember this moment. The moment she bailed. The moment she ghosted a team that needed her. That's her legacy now, a mark that won't go away.
This just occurred to me. Caitlin Clark clearly not looking like herself. The Indiana Fever has the game put away, yet we still put her back in the game at 45 seconds left. Caitlin Clark dealing with an injury, not looking like herself. The game is already out of hand, yet we still put her back in with 45 seconds left. How much patience do I need to have before I can start going nuclear? Because I am getting very frustrated with what I am seeing. To everybody that said Caitlin Clark didn't look like herself, salute to you. For everybody that said Caitlin Clark might be going through something, salute to you.
But hey, Bonner leaving opened up space, and sometimes losing someone is the best kind of gain. She wanted out? Fine. Don't let the team logo hit you on the way out, because now the Fever have Arie McDonald. That's right, a bold new flavor with no regrets. A guard with speed, toughness, and the guts to actually show up. Someone who doesn't fold under pressure. Let's be clear, Arie didn't come to Indiana to sip tea and watch drama. She came to hustle, grind, and make defenders wish they stayed home. She's fast, sharp, and not here for diva exits pretending to be noble career moves, and this idea that Caitlin Clark was somehow the villain? That's nonsense. It's like blaming the weatherman when your umbrella breaks. It's not truth, it's deflection, denial, and pure delusion, all wrapped in nostalgia.
I did not suspect Dewanna Bonner would be returning to the Indiana Fever. She has been out now for 6 games, away from the team for only personal reasons, and the team was being really tight-lipped about it. They weren't giving any more information. But the whole thing, in my opinion, and in the opinion of a lot of fans, is that there was something else going on. This didn't seem like something where there was maybe something going on with her family. It didn't seem like she was sick or injured. She just simply stepped away from the team, and nobody really knew why.
Let's not miss the irony here. Bonner, once seen as a steady leader, turned into a walking contradiction. The same player who preached unity vanished when things got tough. As soon as the spotlight moved, she wanted her own stage. But this isn't a one-woman show, and if it ever was, the curtain just slammed shut. Now that she's gone, it's like the fog cleared. The Fever didn't lose a piece, they lost a distraction. Without the diva energy messing up team chemistry, the team can finally breathe. Sure, Clark's on the bench, but don't let the crutches fool you. She still runs the room. She's still the future. She's still the engine, and no matter what some want to believe, Clark didn't push Bonner out. Bonner just couldn't handle someone else shining brighter, and tripped over her own ego on the way out.
Well, look, there's so many things that go into, and I'm talking about being happy personally. Like I want to be happy personally. I mean, there's so many things that go into it. It's a different group. While system might still be very similar, it's a different group, and things are happening quickly, and being able to mesh. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I think we've seen that in sports for a long time.
It's wild how predictably messy this got. You'd think someone with Bonner's resume would leave with a little grace, maybe a thank you, a handshake, even a soft piano farewell. Nope. She hit the eject button like she was rage quitting NBA 2K in the 3rd quarter. No class, just chaos. It felt like a soap opera meltdown, dramatic, over the top, and all because her spotlight started to dim. But with Arie McDonald now in the mix, everything's different, in the best way. Less drama, more hustle. Less noise, more results. While Bonner's PR team tries to spin her exit into some noble sacrifice, the Fever are focused on what matters: practice, strategy, chemistry, real team stuff, and somewhere in the background, Caitlin Clark is probably laughing quietly. Because once again, the world's trying to cast her as the villain in someone else's story. Problem is, that story already flopped.
Alright, so as y'all can see, man, the Indiana Fever ended up announcing the status report for tonight's game versus Los Angeles. Caitlin Clark out left groin. Oh, man. Look, that groin is nothing to play with, man. If y'all didn't see how Anthony Davis was taken out this season, well, I guess last season, or whatever the case may be, it just appears out of nowhere. All right, the groin is nothing to play with, man. And, it kind of explains a little bit more why her shot's been off. We can see that she's not 100%. Of course, with the sniffing and, look like she's out of breath at times. Those things where it just kind of look a little off, right? Don't look like Caitlin Clark.